Fnatic will pick up now into the Bloodseeker. Alright, so very popular right now, this Bloodseeker is.
Mm.
Great control with that blood right, and it's not even the control of the silence right, it's the area denial. It's forcing them
Oh yeah.
back out of the area of the blood right and kind of making it a very split up kind of team fight. And you have very, very good heroes at doing that, not only the Bloodseeker, but the Clockwork. Because you can
Oh yeah.
hookshot and split a team fight in half with cogs, and it can be
Mm.
very, very hard to really get anything done as 496. So I do like where Fnatic's going with this.
Yeah, it's a great pickup. It enables them to be really aggressive with their life stealer. So you could opt for, the clockwork hook shot in with life stealer inside, then the blood seeker comes in with the blood right. Really nice combos. The one thing is scaling might be an issue, but I don't think it's a major issue. Like think about the buffs they've got here in Fnatic. They've got blood rage, they've got bloodlust. So you can really beef up one of your right clickers and just really lay at them if you wanted to, if you're Fnatic. So I love the draft changeup. I think it's able to meet the aggression of 496 a bit better. 496 for their part, they've got to think about this pretty hard. They're gonna have to play against the Bloodseeker themselves. Of course, they've run the Bloodseeker so much that you expect 496 to understand the weaknesses. So they should be able to know the shortcomings of a Bloodseeker, and they've got to sort of prepare themselves for that. Like find a way to stop that snowball from coming out while maintaining their own aggression and take control that way. They get the Winter Wyvern. You called it out, but that's a Bombi special. I've seen him play it before, and that is one way to turn these team fights on its head. You get a good Winter's Curse out. All of those buffs you toss out in your core, it's going to hurt you instead.
I do wonder as well, like with this Winter Wyvern now, do you want to go for something that does kind of combine well with that curse? Because we are used
Hmm.
to seeing things like the Winter Wyvern curse into, say, an RP, or even the
Hmm.
Bloodright, for example, is very, very popular. I just wonder if they want to do something similar to that, because right now all you really have is the Avalanche Toss combo after a Winter's Curse, which isn't really bad, but it's not that huge kind of ulti that you're looking for, or a really big spell after the curse. So, do you think they'll focus on that, or just rather pick a position one that just hits people and that's all he needs to do?
I think in this case, you're just looking for someone to hit people. Like
Right.
the team fight's nice, but with how 496 plays, it's all about running at you. So they don't want to be held down by those long cooldowns anyway. Like the longest one they usually have is Poison Nova, which isn't really necessary to fight. So we're looking for something down in pause one that allows you to play fast. It's a bit tricky here because playing fast up against a lifestealer, your options to control him are limited, even with a pause when it hits hard. I'm not sure what I'd want to see. I always lean towards something like Phantom Assassin, but it's so scary to play that up against a Bloodseeker and Lifestealer. Like both of these heroes don't mind going into an MKB fast, so you just lose a lot of your durability. It's not a very clean PA game. If that is how you're looking to escalate, maybe hmm, Jug's no good as well. Omni Slash is a bit too long. A Slark would be decent against Lifestealer. Not great against Bloodseeker. That's a direct counter. I don't know. Options are it's a tricky one for 496 to close it out. Maybe a Magnus one, and then you'd get the RP option if you wanted that. But again, cooldowns 496 they don't enjoy them cooldowns, so they're gonna have to choose though.
That is true. Last pickup, still a pos one to be had. And a lot of the popular options are already gone. Then again, this
Mm.
isn't a team that really picks popular options anyway. So, see if they bring out something special. So I'm still very curious as to what this Techies ban's for, by the way. So, oh, 496 go for a TA now. So, position 1 Wind Ranger? Is that what we're looking at? Or is it just
It-
a pos 1 TA?
no, you don't want that in you
Yeah,
don't
it doesn't
want
make
that in
sense
safe.
to throw the TA mid. Like, you'd rather throw it mid than
Yeah.
safe, but
Ooh.
if you're going to run a core Wind
That's
Ranger, she also wants the XP. That's the problem.
yeah. It's a difficult one. You've got this Ember Spirit last pick for Fnatic, really straightforward for them. Up against a TA, It's really good. You burn through refraction. You have to wait for the side blades for Hung to be ready, and then you can dance around it. Is a Bombi Wind Ranger, a Dat BB Winter Wyvern.
Are
And
they?
okay,
Yesterday they were swapping roles,
yeah.
so it's not guaranteed that it's going to be like a Pos 1 Wyvern or a Position 1 Venomancer or anything like that. But then again, it wouldn't surprise me. Only time will tell. And
Uh-huh.
that is a lovely. I love the Arcana, but the way he set it out, he's got the Phoenix going on the shoulder. I'll just
Oh yeah.
get it
Yeah.
maxed out for the people to see. But that is a very very nice kind of cosmetic to have. I didn't even know Wind Ranger had a
Yeah.
Phoenix cosmetic.
I believe that was from one of those. Do you remember those? Well, do you remember when the battle pass was seasonal, an actual seasonal battle pass? I think it was
Yes.
from one of those paths. You know, the optional quests. Yeah, they had this Wind Ranger set. I grinded that forever. That's why I have a 40 sub 50 win rate in Wind Ranger. I just kept playing it to get that shit. You know, it's like you really want it, you got to play it still. 496, another surprising draft. We'll see how they work it out. Fnatic, I think they fixed a lot of their issues. Moon on an Ember, this is something we're used to seeing from him. He can finally dance around in the mid lane as he'd want to. We'll see if 496 is up for it. This is a much more solid way of playing into it for Fnatic. And I still want to see what exactly they're planning, because every time they do these player swap outs, it's always a tad bit confusing.
It is. Sure, it's just as confusing for Fnatic than it is for us as well. Yeah, probably have absolutely no clue what's going on right now.
All right. Nah, okay. So it's a so there's not anything crazy like the pause one wyvern. So sadly, no Ags rush with an orchid with a maelstrom here. Nothing like that. It's gonna be a straightforward support, which means Bombi one. I don't know about this. Wind Ranger. I mean, I'm not a hater of the Wind Ranger if it is a core. I'm not the greatest fan of it in the pause one role, though. Like it needs EXP more than gold. Prioritizing it that way is not sensible. They could be going. No, Yassi's got the brown boots. Yeah, it's definitely Bombi on
Okay.
one. So we'll see how it pays off. Not confidence inspiring, but 496 has proven us wrong before. They might prove us wrong here.
They may. It's not going to be an easy game for him. You pointed it out, but Moon is very, very dangerous on this Ember. One of the specials. See what he can get done. So even AU on the Ogre Magi, I do wonder what kind of item build he goes for, but just being able to spam Bloodlust on your Ember, on your Bloodseeker, and of course on the Lifestealer is going to be very, very influential this game, I'm sure. And if he does get the space, you wouldn't blame AU for going for that Midas build we've been seeing in pubs recently. It
Oh,
is
of course.
very, very good on the Ogre Magi. Just
Hmm.
allows you to snowball into a secondary core almost once you
Yeah.
get into the mid to late game.
It's not too heavy an investment. A slower early game for sure. Once you have it up, you're going to accelerate really fast. I'm also curious to see how they play around their Bloodseeker. So you've got DJ on the Blood in the offlane. He is grouped up with Zephyr and the Clock, and Zephyr is an amazing Clockwork player as well. Of course, up against Bombi on the safe lane Wind Ranger and that BB on the support Wyvern. An interesting dual lane. And DJ is going to get started. The Blood Right spam going to be annoying to contend with. But this is two ranged heroes up against two melee. Might be a bit tricky to close that gap here and get some damage off if you're on Fnatic's end.
Certainly so. In that mid lane, Hung and Moon going to be up against each other, and this is not the most fun lane for a TA. As that Flame Guard is always going to easily burn through the refraction charges of Hung, and should mean Moon can get some decent damage off onto this TA a bit later on. But of course, Hung, on the brighter side, does have the taunt, so you can just keep clapping at Moon the whole time.
Yeah, that is a mental advantage for sure for Hung. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not he opts for the refraction. We've seen a lot of TA players still go for higher level refractions over Sideblades early. In this case, if you go Sideblades, I think you can shove Moon away. He's already copying a fair bit of damage. See how that lane develops. You've got the bot lane here as well. Red and Yassi on the Veno Tiny up against Raven and AU. And this one is, again, a harder lane for a Venomancer to fully bully out. Both of these heroes from Fnatic are really tanky. Ogre is tanky, Lifestealer is tanky, and Lifestealer can level up a Rage if he's in danger.
Don't curse them, John. AU, he's been galed up now. Looks like he'll be fine. Avalanche is going to come out from Yassi in red. He's going to try and turn back around on Raven, but Raven will do the same onto Yassi. Won't really pan out for either side. It's just a bit of trade on the harass. Yassi will be fine anyway. He'll just salve and clarity up. Wait for the next opportunity. I think for 496, down to this bot lane, like, as long as you can even it out, I think that's a pretty big win for 496, because you know you can't win the lane against the Lifestealer. You can try to harass him a little bit, but it is going to be pretty tough. Still, Yassi is coming in onto Raven. Does have Avalanche Toss. He's waiting for the Rage to be expended, but Avalanche is out. Raven, Toss is there. They get the first blood.
Ooh, man. It's,
he doesn't
not
even
a
have
good
the
sign.
Rage.
No, he went for the Feast and Open Wounds. They're trying to play aggressive with a build-up, but it's not working out. Like, they are tanky, yes. The magic damage from 496 is a lot more, and Red, he's not letting off. He's going a lot more into Poison Sting and Gale. His right click's hurt. The Gale hurts when it lands, and these two heroes aren't particularly fast without boots, Mike.
No, they are not. Bit of a close call down at mid lane for Moon, almost going down to the side blade damage of Hung. He'll be alright. He'll just bottle himself up and get back into that lane. Well, how's our top lane going? DJ's been having a very good time with this Bloodseeker so far. Bombi not too far behind, just about 4 last hits behind the Bloodseeker, but has been a great kind of combination of Zephyr and DJ. Zephyr constantly just pulling the creeps behind his tier 2 tower and just equaling out the lane matchup, making it very hard for Bombi to actually harass with this Wind Ranger onto that Bloodseeker, because the equilibrium is never really the way of 496. It's just constantly been Fnatic's way.
Yeah, it's really been up there, and that is allowing DJ to really get a good start on the Bloodseeker, so you expect his first items up fast. They've also got really solid rune control here, Zephyr, just ensuring that the runes are not going to Hung, and he's just not going to be able to find as much regen as he'd want. And that is just going to offset this lane a bit. Like, Hung is still not having a good time. The matchup for Moon is still going well. He did opt for a mix with the Sideblades and a Refraction, but Moon's already a full level ahead.
And Moon's going to run at him now, but Hung try and stand his ground a little bit, get some more damage out. Of course, you still have the Refraction bonus damage, even if the shield does wear off, so you can't really keep running with the Flame Guard. It can be a little bit dangerous. Still, bot lane, that BB has made the rotation in on the Wyvern. Yassi has Avalanche back up after Raven, but he does have Rage this time. Will be okay to Rage out of there and get salved up by AU.
Yeah, and that's when this lane starts to be able to hold its own a bit better. Of course, our Rage does have a bit of cooldown. You're going to have to wait it out every single time, but that's enough time for them to just kind of reset, go back and farm. They're going to maintain this trial lane for a bit. That BB just sticking around, really forcing Raven out.
Yassi getting open wounded, but the Rage is going to wear off. Still 3 heroes around, and Raven should just be dead. He cannot get out. He'll try to man fight a little bit, but ultimately does die. And 496 doing a great job of making it a very hard game already for Raven.
Yeah, he's not off to the good start he wants. 24-4. Yeah, compare that to Bombi, 32-1. And Bombi, for his part, we called it a hard lane. If that was a hard lane up top, this Lifestealer lane is, you know, it's something even less pretty than that.
Yassi, go on to Moon. He does have Remnants available, so he should be just fine, but he wants to go back for that Power Rune. It's going to be up top anyway. Just get a Haste Rune for himself, bottle that up, and be safe. Does give Zephyr a bit of lane XP while he was searching for that Power Rune. Zephyr will eventually just have to leave, but we'll follow AU as they do spot out Yassi. Of course, Bloodlust going to allow Zephyr to break the gap here with that added movement speed. They don't want to go on to Yassi because he can always toss him out of there. Moon wanting to go in with the chains onto Hung. They've even got DJ here now with a Rupture out, but Hung going to stand his ground in the Blood Right. Eats a Fairy Fire, still in trouble, but now Bombi's going to rotate in. Still great Cogs pushback from Zephyr. And that'll actually save DJ on the Bloodseeker, but it will cost him his own life. Still, you did kill off Hung, so you are very happy as Fnatic.
Oh, definitely are. Slowing down that TA from 496. This does mean Hung will need a lot of investment in that jungle. Camps need to be stacked up. And, you need to start warding that area to ensure your TA has a good bounce back in. But Fnatic, despite only having 1 kill, they maintain a slight net worth lead. Moon's already clearing out his own stacks to speak of. He's going to get a nice injection in the net worth. Should set themselves up for more aggression down the line once these first few items do start to get picked up.
Absolutely. So, did see Moon going and taking that quad stack, I believe it was, in the triangle, and that's going to really help him escalate in terms of net worth. Let's have his phase boots on the way now, and he needs to be able to set a tempo here so Raven can get some free space going on that lifestealer. Gonna go back mid. They'll see Yassi for a second, but they want Hung. They know exactly where he's farming. Can't really get in range, however. The TPs are coming in from 496. Fnatic, they'll just start taking stacks away from 496, which is really the smart play to make. TA isn't really anything without farm, so if you could just steal the stacks away, it doesn't really matter if you don't kill it. Unless you die yourself. Traps are out, but he will remnant out of there in time. Yassi still looking to see if he can try to catch up, but there is no way to do so. You'll have to let the Ember go.
Yeah, so Fnatic just winning out in these farm trades. 496, they're just not able to really get anything done. It's a slower game for them. We're not used to seeing that from this team, but that's the situation they're forced in. You've still got Red versus Raven, and Raven has still been kept in check. He's starting to be away now. Swap lanes and Hunt.
Almost catches that BB. The Blood Right not landing. Remnants will, however. Moon does clean up. Nice pick off once again from Fnatic. Looks like the tables have turned almost. They're the ones being much more aggressive in comparison to game 1 where it was 496. Seems to be the way to play this out.
Yeah, they've put 496 in an awkward spot where they do want to farm up, although up top, Bombi.
Yeah, he's got Raven with the shackles and with the focus fire. Your rage means nothing. Huge pick off there for Bombi, and you can't underestimate Wind Ranger with a Javelin. It's just so much bonus damage.
Oh yeah, and Bombi's holding his own on that fort, just behind the 2 heroes of Fnatic and his own Veno. So doing a great job. Once he's got that MKB, damage is going to shoot up, but still a long way to go in that end. And he's left alone top. Not a very good position to be in.
No, it is not. Level 1 Wind Run is available, but now Zephyr doesn't have the hook shot yet, so Bombi's going to have to make some magic happen, but he is in the cogs now with a Rupture out. TPs are coming in. That's a great shackles from Bombi. It's just not going to be enough. Still Red looking to turn back around. Great toss avalanche from Yassi with the Poison Nova. They'll have a Blood Right to try and help, but it may be no good. They'll lose Zephyr, and it looks like they are also going to lose AU. I guess on the brighter side, though, you do kill off that position 1 Wind Ranger.
Yeah, you take it. That's all you want. Slow down the progress towards the MKB. Wind Ranger is not a particularly great jungler or farmer. I mean, you can clear out some camps, start stacking, but that's really the spot for TA. So Bombi's going to have to look for farm in the lanes. Every time you punish it, you offset that MKB timing, you offset that power spike. And Fnatic, they're looking really a lot better. It's still 3-6. It's still a slight lead for 496 here. But DJ with a Veil, they've been a lot more active around the map. This is going to enable Moon, of course, to get the damage out. And they're just doing that. They're running around the map, they're fighting, they're giving Raven space in the jungle to farm up. He's rushing towards that armlet now to have some presence. And once he's got that up, maybe once the phase boots are up as well, we can start to expect some of those infest plays we were talking about.
Certainly so. Moon still having a fantastic time mid. Going for the Blade Mail rush. Just allowing him to get aggressive early on with that Blade Mail and makes it much harder to go against him, especially if you are Bombi on the Wind Ranger. Luckily for Bombi, they did recently add the feature where you can stop yourself from attacking during focus fire. So it's not an instantaneous death once that Blade Mail is turned on. You gotta be careful. Fnatic grouping up. Run through to the radiant, or rather dire triangle. Only that BB's around that area. They are going to be able to catch him out with the nice chains from Moon. He'll try to Arctic burn out, but there is no hope in hell. And now, transitioning to mid is Fnatic. Yassi does show himself, trying to push that creep wave out, but Moon is going to go in with a great chains through the Remnant. Still hookshot there from Zephyr as well, catching out another one. It's going to be red on the Venom, but the buybacks, here we go. Yassi going to TP in mid. They've already killed off Zephyr. In fact, never mind, his TP's on cooldown.
Ooh.
Bit of a misplay.
That's an awkward situation for 496. But, you know, you find one for your trouble. They're going to try to clump up mid. They need to make something happen here.
Moon. Shackle, he has no remnants available, so Focus Fire is going to be out from Bombi. In fact, he already had one out, but it's just too close. The Hung will be able to get the kill. They're not even going to focus down the mid-tier 1 tower yet. Get a regen rune there for Bombi. They're going to turn back around, and it looks like they are going to give it a shot.
And in that case, Yassi's buyback did pay off. The toss got them that kill. And with that kill, onto the mid-tier 1, really important objective. Fnatic can't let this one go.
They can't, and they can always defend quite nicely with the Blood Right from DJ. Looks like 496 aren't interested in wasting time. They're going to go back to farming on this TA. Hung, he did just pick up his Desolator, but obviously wants to go for the Blink and BKB as soon as possible. You're almost getting to that point where you have the MKB available on Bombi. Once that's up, it's rough. Anybody on the map is basically susceptible to dying to this Wind Ranger.
Oh yeah. It's going to be a pretty scary time once those times hit. 496. And for their part, they're still committing towards mid a bit. They've got the Venom wards down. They're just trying to kind of reel in that control. Fnatic still finding some decent farm. They take the top tier 1. They've got the Armlet and Raven. Now, we haven't seen the Infest place come out yet. You do start to expect it to come into play. And you've got this high mobility. You want that aggression with your Lifestealer. That's the way you'll play it, but not quite ready to commit yet. Just playing it slow, playing it safe with Raven so far.
Just taking the stacks away from 496 once again. The T1 tower, Hung with that Desolator going to be able to take it much faster, and they know there's no glyph. Rupture out onto Red with the Blood Right, but Red will just keep running. In fact, he has a bit of travel. He's going to TP back towards the fountain, and the hook shot from Zephyr was never going to land.
Oh man, that's a lot of time wasted. Not only was that a hook shot gone, it was also the Infest bomb. That was the first Infest bomb that was supposed to come out. It doesn't work out, and they're just back to farming, which is not too bad for Fnatic. Like, they're still holding on, still keeping up. They're about 1k, 2k behind, but you look at Hung. He's 300 gold off that Blink. He's got the Desolator up. He can hit like a truck, the MKB for Bombi. Just lacking 300 gold. So major power spikes for these two heroes coming up, Mike, and Fnatic doesn't feel like they're completely ready for that yet.
Doesn't seem that way. Moon running into Yassi. Avalanche toss going to be up. Moon. Alright, apparently he just dies to that.
Oh, man.
I know Avalanche toss does a lot of damage, but... well, they're the same level. Yassi is level 10. So is Moon. I didn't realize they were this far behind.
That's really not a good spot to be in. The distribution for EXP from 486 just on point. Like, getting your Tiny up to that point really fast enables this aggressive play, and Zephyr.
Some trouble down at the bot lane. Bombi.
Wow!
And get out of there. Things are looking very, very dire for Fnatic at the moment. It's not the kind of lead you'd expect to have right now. Moon gonna try onto that TA. Hung can't fight back with the Blade Mail active. Gonna try it for the TP, but no. They do have enough damage. Nice little play out from Moon and AU, but down in the mid lane. They've caught out Raven with the focus fire and shackle shot. It's almost a guaranteed kill, and it will be. Zephyr unable to help, but they're going to try and fight back. DJ is out with Zephyr. They do kill off Yassi, but you're going to lose your clockwork in return. DJ is able to cancel the TP of that BB, but he is still alive, and DJ is going to go down.
Oh, no.
It's a 1-for-3 trade in that mid lane. They're forcing fights, but just can't really contest right now.
No, I mean, they punished the TA, but Bombi with his MKB hits so hard. You just can't stop the guy. The only person Bombi should not focus fire is Moon. More than likely just Moon. Don't bother. He's got the blade mail. You're not going to live through it. But anyone else that he catches out with his shackles at this point is going to melt. So really good luck for 496. 3K lead. Fnatic, I mean, we expected them to be aggressive. They were aggressive early. But where's the infest? I've been saying that for the past 5 minutes, but when you go armlet, you do want to play that aggressive. You've got a clock, you've got the Ember, you've got the Bloodseeker who can just run in, and they're just not finding the chances to use that spell combination. It's wasting the potential of this lineup.
It just seems like they're not really confident with the amount of farm and XP they have right now to make those infest plays. I can't quite disagree with them either. Like, you're just falling too far behind. And for Raven, right, it's like, how do I kill this Wind Ranger without an MKB anyway? She's going to Wind Run, and I can't do anything. So it's a weird situation to be in here for this Lifestealer.
Wow!
He is working towards what seems to be a Deso Echo Saber, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. It's,
Hook shot. Zephyr gonna catch out the Veno. Red is in trouble with the Meteor Hammer to drop. Still falling, but now Yassi comes in with a toss avalanche, and it looks like they just melt.
God.
And Red does not die. The cold embrace from that BB is gonna keep him alive. I think they even give him an essence ring.
The coordination from 496, they're just so well together. They're just always together, playing as 4, playing as 5. They jump in, they're not afraid to commit to find these kills, and they may just be finding support kills. But they've got the 5k lead off the back of that.
Hung. Let's have help there. Moon's gonna be somewhat cautious. You're right. They ping him out there. They know where he's running. Moon does not want to die like this. He has no remnants or mana. He's gonna get avalanche tossed, and he's gone.
Oh no.
If they get a whiff of where you are, they're not going to sit back and farm. You know this team. They're just going to come and take the kill.
It's getting from bad to worse, and I didn't even see this. Hung has the Ags on TA. So he's got global presence now. It's the Ninja TA in play. No Blink Mike. Deso Ags. That's all you need.
I love it. I can't say I agree with the item build, but who am I to talk, right? They're winning the game. I guess it's the way to play it. In fact, a great toss back out from Yassi once again. And Zephyr, all he can do is accept his fate to Bombi. No, John, it's getting bad for Fnatic now. What do they need to do?
That's a difficult proposition. I would say they need to play aggressive. It's just that they're not targeting the right heroes. They need to keep hunting, say, the Venomancer. They need
Look
to
at
keep
this
punishing
Bombi.
the TA.
Almost goes down. Luckily, DJ around to be the infest target. Bombi's just going to stick around and try to attack DJ. Looks like both will be fine. Smoke up, but it was spotted out. Perhaps a bit of an accidental smoke there from that BB. Still, while all that was happening, John, the bottom tier 2 tower is gone. Fnatic, they're trying to take another team fight. They have the infest still going. They're going to try onto the Winter Wyvern. Curse is available. They'll just turn around, but Moon does end up getting the kill onto our Wyvern. It's a good start here for Fnatic. They want to keep going. It's very, very challenging when there's Plague Ward spotting out everything you're doing. They do get Yassi. Nice avalanche. Great hook shot in from Zephyr. They are going to be able to get a secondary out of this, but here comes Hung. He does use the axe to come in style, but it may cost him. Or maybe not. Moon can't take the team fight. Now Bombi does clean up Raven, going back up towards the north. They could not kill the TA, and Moon and DJ go down. Red with a double kill on the Venomancer with all this poison damage.
That is not what you want to be seeing here. There's no pipe on Fnatic. They just don't have room to farm that up. DJ opted for the Veil build. He went for the Ewels. He's going for the Halberd. But that means this Venomancer is still going to be constantly pumping that damage out. And with all of those spells used, knowing that they go into the Roche Pit. This Roche will not survive long with all the physical damage on hand from 496.
Yeah, if you're Zephyr right now on the clock, you probably don't want that Meteor Hammer anymore. Would have rather gone into the pipe. Just help out your team, but unfortunately it's not the case for him. And Hung, you've got to keep an eye on this man, Johnny. He's just all over the map now with this Ags. It's, I mean, that last team fight, he just came in from behind at the tier 1 tower, ended up TPing out and saving his own life. They have spotted out a DD rune down to that bot lane for 496, but Bombi's going to leave it. He's looking at Raven. Raven shackled up, and look at the damage. Hook shot is there from Zephyr. It's just too late. They're going to try and trade here. The Blood Right and the Rupture. Bombi just standing his ground, going up against Zephyr.
What?
There's a great shackles out. The neutral camp's even helping now. Bombi, he won't die. AU in trouble, needs to get out of there. The Fire Blast, the Blood Right, the Winter's Curse though from that BB with the Splitter Blast, they all melt.
Oh.
And Bombi is alive and well. Oh, that is so demoralizing for Fnatic.
Oh, come on. The neutral camp up top, giving you the shackle in the blind? Really? Bombi, what's he doing to this game, man? He's making those camps work for him, and Fnatic 9 to 23, 15k behind. I was saying Infest bombs are the way to go. I'm not sure if you can even kill any one of them anymore. Your damage, it's not up to snuff yet. No, and 496, tier 2 gone. And they just go back to it. You know, they just go back farming, you go back splitting lanes. Look at Bombi.
Yeah, Bombi, even with the Blade Mail, he just doesn't care. It's like, I'll die with you, sir, if that's what it takes. We'll go together.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is a very rough game.
You know, I was reading mumblings. Apparently, Bombi is a pause 1 Wind Ranger. He's one person that won a lot of games in pause 1 win. So, you know, we were wrong doubting it. Apparently, you don't doubt this guy on the Wind Ranger. He is just terrific. Absolutely terrific.
Well, he's proving that right now, isn't he? He's doing a fantastic job. 10, 1, and 9 on this Wind Ranger. Has the blink up now, so he can really close that gap and get those nice shackles that we're hoping to see. Looks like 496 are just ready to set up for that top tier 2 tower. It's just surgical moves here from 496. There's absolutely nothing to stop them.
No, definitely not. Fnatic, they're trying to rein control back in their jungler wards here.
Zephyr misses a hook shot. Raven caught out by the shackles at the same neutral camp, and he does end up going down. Now Zephyr getting shackled up as well with a Winter's Curse on top. Why the hell not? Zephyr has no hook shot, and this is just... Oh boy, I mean, this is rough. This is as rough as it gets. There it is.
Really
GG's called. They've had enough.
Oh no, Fnatic, man, from the top of C.
I think it's unfair to say Fnatic. I think we have to give props to 496, John.
Oh, for sure, sure. It's really performing. Bombi Wind Ranger, Yassi a while going to clock, Hung on the Ninja TA. Man, they just danced around this game, really showing up. And you know, this is why we've always talked about Southeast Asia being a really tight scene. It may seem top heavy, but there's a fine line. And right now you're seeing that. The line's super blurred now between the top teams. 496 is showing up. We saw in ESL 1 surprise performances from Motivate Trust, from Neon. It's really going to be shaping up for an exciting season 3. And, you know, Fnatic, they haven't found a win with 496. They're off to a pretty good footing here on the group stages for the BTS Pro Series Season 3.
We've got a great series coming up, John. Our third series of the day, Boom Esports versus Neon Esports. And that should be a real banger between those two. It's MLP Dota and johnxfire, and we're going to be back in about 10 to 15 minutes for our third series of the day. We'll see you then.